Okay guys, I want to talk about a quick bear scenario versus the bull scenario. Show you what I'm looking for. First of all, we're looking at the bear scenario includes a flat 335 correction. So what does that mean? We're looking for an ABC movement here. A, B, C. For me, this makes up the wave 4. This is the most recent count that I posted. I believe I just posted this one yesterday, where I revised it, where my next bottom target is actually going to be closer to 5,200 than what I previously said. My published post on TradingView was a $5,000 target on July 23rd, but with my revised count, you can see we're on July 22nd, we're almost at a new top. So that might be a little off. I haven't shown you guys where I think wave 5 is going to land yet. We won't get to that until we're a little closer, until I can confirm what's going on in here. So let's just talk about this movement today. Currently I'm on a 1-hour chart. Let's zoom out to the 4-hour actually. I'm going to zoom out to the 4-hour and show you exactly what I'm looking for. So we've got an ABC coming in here. If you know anything about an ABC, specifically in a flat, it's a 3 count followed by a 3 count followed by a 5 count. 3 count, what's that mean? 3 count is A, B, C. So let's take that down to a lower degree and we'll make it pink. Don't need to show the wave. Okay. Then we've got another something like this, A, B, C. And then we'd be looking for a 5 count right here. So what do I have for my 5 count? There's a couple different options. What I like the most is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of shape. So my target on this, the bear count, is a 67.65. If we exceed that target, it doesn't necessarily eliminate it. I set that target by taking my wave 3 from 2 to 3. I took a Fibonacci of that measurement, and as you can see, 67.65 is right where that falls. I guess really 7,000, anything over 7,000 would be where we invalidate this count. 7,003. We could tap it. We could go to 7,044. The bottom of wave 1 here. 7,000, even as high as 7,100 could be considered by a wick. But if we went this high, I'd really start leaning bullish instead of bearish. I don't expect to break 7,000. In fact, I think we'll have a hard time breaking the 67.65, but we'll get to that. So we're looking at a 0.5 fib, gives us the 67.65 target. Right now, from everything from my count here, we're getting to where it looks like we might go over that. Let's just take this box off for now. So you've got an A, B, C right here. And inside of C, we've got a 5 count. The other potential count, other potential 5 count, let's go back down to a 1-hour chart. The other potential 5 count here is going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're almost done with 5. Which actually hits my target a little bit better than what I would currently show you. This is very valid, but look at how big wave 1 is. It's tiny. If this were the scenario, we'd be looking at wave 3 did a 4.618. So I really don't love that at all. I lean towards calling this a 3. And we're looking for what would be an ending diagonal here. Well, if that were the case, ending diagonal would need to be 3 counts. So you're looking at ABC, ABC, ABC. Yeah, that's possible. We'd have our 1 here, our 2 here. You guys have seen Steve's, he gets into the micro counts. I don't do quite as much of that, but you can see that there is actually a possible A, B, C in 1. This would be A and B, and then this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then obviously we have an A, B, C for 2. An A, B, C for 3 looks very similar to this one over here, A, B, C. We'd be coming down for 4 and then put in a 5. Now again, remember I'm on a 1-hour chart, so this could be over here or something, but I'm still talking about several hours. That's tomorrow at 10 a.m. I know some of you guys are in a different time zone. That's 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time for me. So if we were to see a jump right now, I would consider that a continuation of wave 3. Anything within the next 6 to 8 hours, I wouldn't say it's a wave 5. I would consider it a continuation of wave 3 here. And what are we looking for? We're looking for somewhat of a rising wedge. Call it here. Something like this, where we could be done with the wedge. Can we get to 67.50? Yeah, we can get to the 67.65-ish target doing this. But I lean towards thinking that 3 is probably not done. We're probably going to have a final push up right around here, because I don't see inside of what I'm calling the ABC, I don't see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yet. And then we'd come down for 4, of course. It almost overlaps with 1, which is okay in diagonal, but we're not doing that. But notice where my 5 is in this scenario. We're above the 67.65 target. So right now, although I lean towards the bearish count, there is some evidence that we could go higher than my bearish count target, which means that maybe we should consider a bullish count. So what would that bullish count be made of? First of all, this wouldn't be a wave 4 anymore. It would be a wave 1, because we'd be looking for a leading diagonal. So where would that be? I want to show you something real quick on this. Actually, what I posted earlier and what I've seen shown as a leading diagonal is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's show the wave. I have completely ruled this out. I don't consider this a possibility. I don't believe that this could possibly be a 1 wave followed by a 2 wave. And I'm going to show you why right now. If we go over to the Bitstamp chart, you can see that this same area is proposed 1 wave, 2 wave. The 2 wave made a new low, which breaks the Elliott wave rules. This cannot be a 2. I know that this is only one exchange, but to me, this discredits the whole count. If one exchange broke that count, then this cannot be a 1-2. Now it could still be an A, B, C expanded flat. This is something that Mo is discussing. Mo is Credible Crypto. You guys need to follow him on Twitter if you're not already. So in this scenario, if we have an A and B here, the C going in the expanded flat, 1618 extension is, I wouldn't say it's necessarily common. It's a little on the high end, but we look for a 1272 or 1618. And look how relevant these levels are. We tapped the 1272 already before we had a pullback. And this is on Bitstamp. This is the Bitstamp chart still. But again, we'd be expecting a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to come up to this 1618 level, and that'd kind of be the top somewhere in this pocket. Let's put that same fib on back on the Bitfinex chart. If we're looking for that 1618 pocket, then we are looking right in here for the top of this wave. And that's how I got that green box before. And you can see the wedge leads pretty well to it. So there's a lot of confluence in this zone. But because this cannot be a 1-2, it has to be, if we're going to look for a bearish count, this has to be a 4, 5. So the ABC would come off. You would have the 4-5 count here. And as you can see here, it's a truncated wave 5. But as I just showed you over on Bitstamp, it's not even a truncated wave 5. It's short for a wave 5, but it's valid. The major thing I don't like about this count is that the 5th wave, this is not any kind of diagonal. Remember, the 5th wave should be a 5 count. It should be an impulsive count, unless you're in a diagonal. So if we're going to call this a 5 wave, then we would need to find some kind of 5 wave count in here. Is this possible? Yeah, it's possible. I don't love it, but this is the only count I see here. I mean, you could bring the 1, 2 down here, and then you've got this huge overlap on the 4. I mean, the one thing I do see is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a perfect 5 waves coming down, but to me that works better as an A, B, C with those 5 waves in the C. So this is really the major reason that I remain pretty bearish. This cannot be a 1-2 because of the Bitstamp chart. This is hard for this to be a 5 because you really have to dig to find a 5 wave count. It just doesn't play very well. It plays better as an ABC with a bit of an expanded flat here in the B wave. So if this is an expanded flat, let's measure this real quick. I got just over the 1618. So that's pretty close to what we're talking about over here, is to that 1618 pocket. So how do we make money? That's all we really care about, right? Well, no matter what, we're counting this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whether this is a C or a 1 wave, This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the one wave is probably going to come up a little higher than this box. But I'm going to enter my short as planned at the 67.56 target. I'm sorry, 67.65 target. Maybe a little lower. I don't like to push the limit. But 67.65 is pretty fair. We should get to that level. And then I'm going to put a stop around probably 6,900 level. Just over 6,900. And after we complete this, even if this is a 5-wave top, we should have a retracement. So let's find where our retracement points are. Let's just call it, it'll be a higher top here. So let's do the top here so we can calculate our risk to reward. Sorry, I did it backwards. What did I tell you, Juan? You need to pull from left to right. So I'm going to pull from this bottom to this projected top. We don't have a top in yet, but I'm going to project it as closely as I can. So let's call it 68.50. Let's just say it hits 68.50 and then retraces 50%. So got your wave 1 comes up to 68.50. We short it, and it comes down to 63.15. So you're talking about a $485 profit. No, not even, it's more than that. $535 profit per Bitcoin. So if you have less than 1 Bitcoin, you're not going to make 535 bucks, but you know, you're going to be a pretty significant profit right there. If we look at the risk to reward on a short, if we enter at 67.65 and our stop is at 69, let's call it 69.05, and our minimum target is this 0.5 at 63.15, and you're looking at a risk to reward ratio of 3.23. I'll take that trade all day long. I prefer not to lose 140 bucks. You know, if Bitcoin you buy, you lose 140 bucks per Bitcoin if we get stopped out of it. But the hit rate on this is going to be extremely high. We have a ton of confluence that says that we're not going to get over this. If we end up changing something, I'll of course update it. But it looks pretty good for a short right here in this box. Down to 63.15 as the minimum. What's going to be funny is even if we are coming down after this, say we're in the bear count, it's going to come down and it's going to bounce like this. And then it's going to bounce like this, and then we're going to be at 5,200. So it's going to be pretty hard to distinguish which count we're in for quite a while. But I'm going to make some profit here. I might take some profit in this range. We'll see what the price action looks like. But I might take some profit in here and update you guys when I do so. And then if I'm still feeling bearish, I would reopen at the top of the 2. But I've done that before. And then what happens is I say, okay, I'm going to take my profit. It's here. There's some resistance there. I think it's going to bounce up. And then you know what happens is it comes down here. And I'm like, oh, crap. I should have held it. So we'll see. I might consider taking profit there, or I'll just hold it and try to catch the ride. All right, that's it. This is my first video in a while. So if you have any questions, if I went too fast, if I didn't clarify anything, if there's something you'd like to see in my next video, let me know. Hit me up. I'm happy to include it or answer questions for you. Talk to you guys soon.